All right, let's bring in now former Arkansas Governor Mike Huckabee, who had a lot of people he knows affected directly by this governor. Just give us a sense of the scope of what Arkansas is facing here.
Well, it's a massive tornado, and in addition to Little Rock, North Little Rock, Jacksonville, and Wynne, Arkansas, also very hard hit by this tornado. Wynne, Arkansas is a town over in the eastern part of the state. About 8,300 people live there, and it's pretty much flattened. It's just a devastating tornado, and as the reporter just mentioned, this was about a mile wide, and it looks like a carpet bomb has just gone through from a B-52. It's devastating. People will build back, but some of the toughest things that people deal with are not just the physical structures, but they also lose their driver's license, their tax return information that they're getting ready to file. They lose their birth certificates. They basically have to rebuild their lives because there'll be documents of people that'll be discovered 50 miles from where the tornado hit their home. It's one of the devastating things that happen in the aftermath of a tornado.
Governor, you experienced this, I'm sure, to some extent. Certainly a natural disasters when you led the state of Arkansas. Your daughter now leads the state of Arkansas. What can and should, for that matter, government do in the wake of these types of national or state tragedies?
Well, one of the things we always have to remind people is the government can't come in and rebuild your house. They don't do that. That's not FEMA's role either. A lot of people think that's what happens. It isn't. That's why people have insurance, and their insurance companies will hopefully help them. But what government can do is to clear the debris out of the streets and out of the pathways. They can help them with temporary shelter. FEMA will do that. There are also other ways to help them get those documents back that they've lost, whether it's their Medicare card or their driver's license or their birth certificate, making sure that they can start just putting their lives back together. The toughest part, I think, is just the devastating impact. There is a certain shell shock. I've been in 2 tornadoes personally, one when I was 11 years old, one that hit the governor's mansion when I was governor in 1999. We had 2 EF5 tornadoes, one in 97, one in 99 when I was in office. And you walk through these devastated communities and you have no frame of reference. All the landmarks are gone. You look around in every direction and you can't find a landmark that gives you a sense of bearing. And it's very disconcerting for people to wake up to this. But here's the miracle. The fatalities are horrible. We've had 5 in Arkansas. Had this happened at night, I fear we would have had many, many more. We build structures better. That's part of it. But I'll tell you something, in Arkansas, people take tornado warnings seriously. Overwhelmingly, people seek shelter. They know better than to try to go out and watch this thing come in, although I'm sure there are people who will do that. But when you look at the devastation, it's just hard to imagine that there were not more fatalities. And the dozens of injuries, terrible. But it could have been hundreds, if not thousands, because the big problem in Little Rock, this tornado hit one of the most heavily populated areas of the city. And that's one of the reasons that it became so very dangerous. But a lot of the places that, my wife and I eat and shop and visit, and many of our friends' homes have been completely destroyed.
Wow. Wow. We appreciate you joining us, giving us a firsthand account. We're praying for your state and also for your daughter as she leads the state in this recovery efforts. Thanks so much for joining us, Governor. It's always great having you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.